Alright, so we're gonna follow up our play video with a toy play video. So, and this is a really good lesson that I learned from this trainer that actually I'm working with for protection work with Riot. You always want the toy to be a prey animal, right? So let's say a bunny. So you always want the bunny to run away from your dog, right? The prey should never go towards your dog. Oh, thank you, Riot. So you want to engage your dog in play, make sure that you always make the toy interesting and make it run away from your dog. And the second that they go ahead and grab it, good girl. Good job. Good girl. The second that they engage with that toy, good. Good girl. I sometimes even practice petting the dog while they're holding it. Good. Oh, good girl. Sometimes I might play with the dog here. Good. And they will redirect naturally on the toy. For a lot of my clients that say that redirection is not working out for them, it's usually because they're waiting for the dog to actually bite them and then trying to put a toy into their dog's mouth. That's not the way that redirection works necessarily. If, for example, I'm just going to put my hands here for a second. If, for example, I was using my hand and she was trying to, like, maybe nibble on it, which, of course, now we're not going to try to do it. But if she tried to actually connect with my hand here, I would say, and give the toy, but then mark or praise the fact that she's actually making contact with the toy, but then keep praising the fact that she's making contact with the toy. But you don't want to make it so that your dog is biting you and then introducing your toy. You want to start off with the toy first. It's good girl. Good job, my girl. Now for here, I might ask for things like drop. Good. Good job. Toss it. Okay. Good girl. Look at my girl. Oh, good girl. Hi, Panama. Good girl. Good job. Again, the little bunny's running away from his Riot. Running away. Good girl. You can throw in some obedience in there too. Make them work for it. Sit. Good girl. Good girl. Yes. What a good girl, Miss Riot. Free. Make the toy the actual reward. And this also creates pauses in your game. If you just keep playing, and this is where your puppy might start getting really nippy with you. If you just keep the game going and going and going, that arousal keeps building. So your dog might start getting either frustrated or just over-aroused in general and getting very mouthy. So you want to play for a little bit. You want to stop the game for a little bit to either practice some obedience or maybe just to relax for a second. So it's like, all right, leave it. Good girl. Leave it. Good. Nice. Bringing that energy level back down, neutralizing that brain again. Good girl. What a good girl. Get it. Good. And you can also start throwing some impulse control in there. Where can we do things like sit? You got sit? Good girl. She thought about jumping. You saw that, right? Good. Now, this might be too advanced for your dog, but you can work up to it. So you can do things like stay. Good girl. Yes. Good job. Get it. Good. And so you also then make the toy more desirable because your dog says, well, now I want it more. Now, with Riot, for right now, since I'm keeping the game about me, good. I don't want her to kind of go off to the side and lay down and chill with it. I want it to be about engaging with the toy with me in here. And you can even have special toys that you only have for this purpose. So you can have toys that your dog only plays with when they're on their own versus toys that they play with only when they're playing with you. Sit. Good job. Yes. You can even switch it to something different. Good. I always rotate my toys. My toy bin is right back there. And so I only have like 2 toys available at a time. And I switch them like every other week so that they stay awesome and new. Good job. And that way I don't have to buy a ton of toys. Sit. That Ryan maybe doesn't find that interesting anymore. Down. Good girl. Stay there. We'll get some more of that impulse. Down. Good. More of that impulse control. Good girl. Get it. Good. And when I say get it, that means that she's allowed to interact with whatever item it is that we're playing with. Go get it right. Oh, she's like, I want the moose. We like the moose a little more. But anyway, guys, that is how we play with our dogs with a toy. Just make sure that you're adding a good amount of little breaks in between so that you're not just letting your dog continue to get more and more exciting and more mouthy. Don't redirect on your don't redirect with a toy after your dog already started nipping on you. You want to make sure that you start with play first. All right, guys. Happy training. Good girl, Riot.